One of the most common reasons people give for not investing is that they do not have enough money to start. But in 2026, that barrier has effectively disappeared. You can start investing in the United States with as little as $1. In the United Kingdom, some platforms allow you to begin with as little as £1. In Canada, you can open a TFSA and start with $50. In Australia, micro-investing apps allow you to begin with $5. And in India, a systematic investment plan, known as an SIP, can be started with as little as 100 rupees per month. The real barrier to investing is not money. It is the belief that you need a large sum before you can start. In this video I am going to show you exactly how to start investing with small amounts in each of these 5 countries, the right accounts, the right platforms, the right investment types, and the most important rules to follow when you are just starting out. Before we get into the country-specific details, I want to address the psychology behind starting small, because this is where most beginners get stuck. Many people believe that investing $50 or $100 is pointless. It is not. Here is the mathematics that proves why starting small and starting early matters more than starting big and starting late. If you invest $100 per month starting at age 25, at a 7% average annual return, which is the approximate long-term average of a global index fund, you will have approximately $262,000 by age 65. If you wait until age 35 to start investing the same $100 per month at the same 7% return, you will have approximately $122,000 by age 65. The person who started 10 years earlier ends up with more than double the wealth, despite contributing exactly the same monthly amount. Time in the market is the most powerful force in personal finance. A small amount invested today is worth dramatically more than a larger amount invested tomorrow. The rule is simple: start with whatever you have, start now, and let compounding do the work. When you are starting with a small amount, the type of investment matters. You need something low-cost, diversified, and simple. The answer for beginners in virtually every country is the same: a low-cost index fund or exchange-traded fund, known as an ETF. An index fund tracks a market index, such as the SP 500 in the United States, the FTSE 100 in the United Kingdom, or the Nifty 50 in India, and gives you exposure to hundreds or thousands of companies in a single investment. This provides instant diversification, which means if any single company performs badly, it has a limited impact on your overall investment. The key advantage for small investors is cost. Index funds and ETFs typically charge annual fees of 0.3% to 0.2%, compared to actively managed funds which often charge 1% to 2% or more annually. On a $1,000 investment over 30 years, the difference between a 0.1% fee and a 1.5% fee amounts to thousands of dollars in lost returns. 3 rules for beginners with small amounts: invest in low-cost index funds, diversify globally rather than betting on a single country, and automate your contributions so the decision is made automatically every month without relying on willpower. In the United States in 2026, starting to invest with a small amount has never been easier. Here are the options. Fractional shares. Platforms such as Fidelity and Charles Schwab allow you to buy fractional shares of any stock or ETF, meaning you can invest in a $500 ETF with just $1. There is no minimum account balance at either of these platforms. Roth IRA. If you are under the income limit, approximately $161,000 for single filers in 2026, you can open a Roth IRA and contribute up to $7,000 per year. Contributions grow tax-free and withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. Fidelity and Schwab both offer Roth IRAs with no minimum balance and no fees. Start with $50 or $100 and add to it monthly. The best investment choice for a U.S. beginner with a small amount: a total U.S. market index fund or a total world index fund with an expense ratio below 0.1%. Fidelity's zero funds have a 0% expense ratio. Schwab's SCHB has an expense ratio of 0.03%. Automate a monthly contribution, even $50 per month, and increase it by $25 every 6 months as your income grows. In the United Kingdom in 2026, the most tax-efficient account for new investors is the Stocks and Shares ISA. You can invest up to £20,000 per tax year in a Stocks and Shares ISA, and all gains and income are completely free of capital gains tax and income tax. This is one of the most generous tax shelters for individual investors in the world. Platforms with low minimum investments. Vanguard UK allows you to open an account with as little as £500 lump sum or £100 per month via a regular investment plan. InvestEngine allows you to start a Stocks and Shares ISA with no minimum investment. You can begin with £1. Free Trade offers fractional shares with a minimum of £2 per investment. Trading 212 allows ISA investing with no minimum amount. Best investment for UK beginners. A global all-world index fund such as the Vanguard FTSE All-World UCITS ETF, ticker VWRP, which gives exposure to over 3,600 companies across developed and emerging markets for an ongoing charge of 0.22% per year. Set up a monthly direct debit into your ISA on payday, even £50 or £100, so the money is invested before you have a chance to spend it. In Canada in 2026, the two most important tax-advantaged accounts for new investors are the TFSA, Tax-Free Savings Account, and the RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan. The TFSA is the best starting point for most Canadians. Any investment growth inside a TFSA is completely tax-free, and withdrawals are also tax-free with no restrictions on when you can take the money out. The 2026 TFSA contribution limit is $7,000 per year, and unused room from previous years carries forward. Platforms with low minimums. Wealthsimple Trade allows you to open a TFSA and invest in ETFs with no minimum and no trading commissions, ideal for beginners with small amounts. Questrade allows you to buy ETFs for free, you only pay a small commission when you sell. The best investment for Canadian beginners, VEQT, the Vanguard All-Equity ETF portfolio, is a single all-in-one ETF that holds thousands of global equities across Canada, the US, and international markets, with an expense ratio of 0.24% per year. One ETF, globally diversified, set and forget. Start with $50 or $100 and set up an automatic monthly contribution. In Australia in 2026, new investors have two clear pathways for starting with small amounts. The first is superannuation, your employer-mandated retirement fund. If you are employed, your employer is required to contribute 11.5% of your earnings into your super fund in 2026, rising to 12% in July 2026. You do not need to do anything to receive this, it happens automatically. However, you can choose where your super is invested, and many Australians in their default fund are paying higher fees than necessary. Choosing a low-cost industry super fund such as Australian Super or Hostplus and selecting the balanced or high-growth index option can significantly improve your long-term outcome. The second pathway is a brokerage account for investing outside of super. Micro-investing apps such as Raiz allow you to start with as little as $5 by rounding up everyday purchases and investing the spare change into a diversified portfolio of ETFs. CommSec Pocket allows you to start investing in themed ETFs with as little as $50 per transaction, with a flat $2 brokerage fee per trade. For direct ETF investing, Vanguard Australia's personal investor platform allows a minimum initial investment of $500, with subsequent investments from $100. The best Australian ETF for beginners, the Vanguard Diversified Growth ETF, ticker VDGR, for 0.27% per year, covering Australian and international shares and bonds. In India in 2026, the most powerful and accessible investing tool for beginners with small amounts is the Systematic Investment Plan, known as an SIP. An SIP allows you to invest a fixed amount into a mutual fund on a regular schedule, monthly, fortnightly, or weekly, with amounts starting from as little as 100 rupees per month on some platforms, and more typically from 500 rupees per month. The SIP automatically deducts from your bank account and invests into your chosen mutual fund on the same date every period. This automates the investment decision and removes the temptation to delay or skip contributions. Tax saving benefit, investments in ELSS, equity-linked savings scheme, funds through SIP qualify for deductions under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. Up to 1.5 lakh rupees per year, with the shortest lock-in period of any Section 80C investment at 3 years. Best platforms for starting in India, Zerodha Coin, Groww, and Pay to Money all allow you to start SIPs in direct mutual funds, the lower-cost version of mutual funds sold without a distributor commission. The difference between regular and direct plans can amount to 0.5% to 1% per year, which compounds significantly over time. Best fund type for Indian beginners, a Nifty 50 or Nifty 500 index fund SIP through direct plan on any of the above platforms. Starting to invest with a small amount is the right decision. But there are 5 common mistakes that cost beginner investors money and confidence. Mistake 1, waiting to invest until you have more money. As we showed earlier, the cost of waiting 10 years is enormous. Start with whatever you have today. Mistake 2, picking individual stocks. Choosing individual company stocks requires significant research and exposes you to concentration risk. For beginners with small amounts, a single bad stock pick can wipe out months of contributions. Index funds eliminate this risk. Mistake 3, checking your portfolio every day. Short-term market movements are noise. Looking at your portfolio daily creates anxiety and increases the likelihood of panic selling during a market dip, which locks in losses permanently. Check monthly at most. Mistake 4, ignoring fees. A 1.5% annual fee on an investment that returns 7% per year effectively reduces your real return to 5.5%. Over 30 years this difference is enormous. Always check the expense ratio before investing. Mistake 5, stopping contributions when markets fall. A market decline is not a reason to stop investing, it is a sale. Every pound, dollar, or rupee invested during a market dip buys more units at a lower price, which benefits you when markets recover. Let us compare the key details for starting investors across all 5 countries. In the United States, start with as little as $1 via fractional shares at Fidelity or Schwab. Use a Roth IRA for tax-free growth. Best investment is a total market or world index fund with expense ratios below 0.1%. In the United Kingdom, start with £1 on platforms like InvestEngine or Trading 212. Use a stocks and shares ISA for tax-free growth up to £20,000 per year. Best investment is the VWRP Global ETF at 0.22% per year. In Canada, start with $50 at Wealthsimple Trade. Use a TFSA with $7,000 annual room for tax-free growth. Best investment is VEQT All-Equity ETF at 0.24%. In Australia, start with $5 on Raiz or $50 via CommSec Pocket. Super contributions happen automatically from your employer at 11.5%. Best ETF is VDGR at 0.27%. In India, start an SIP with as little as 100 rupees per month on Groww or Zerodha Coin. ELSS funds provide Section 80C tax deductions up to 1.5 lakh rupees. Best choice is a Nifty 50 or Nifty 500 direct index plan. The pattern is the same across all 5 countries. Use the tax-advantaged account, buy a low-cost index fund, automate contributions, and do not stop. Here is your action plan, no matter which country you are in. Step 1, open the right account today. USA, Roth IRA at Fidelity or Schwab. UK, stocks and shares ISA at InvestEngine or Trading 212. Canada, TFSA at Wealthsimple Trade. Australia, review your super fund fees and open a CommSec Pocket or Raiz account. India, open a Groww or Zerodha Coin account. Step 2, choose one low-cost index fund or ETF. Do not overthink this. A total market or all-world index fund is the right choice for virtually every beginner. Step 3, automate a monthly contribution, even if it is just $50, £50, $50 Canadian, $50 Australian, or 500 rupees. Set the date, set the amount. And remove the decision from your monthly routine. Step 4. Increase your contribution by a small amount every 6 months. When you get a salary increase, redirect half of the increase to your investment account before you adjust your lifestyle. Step 5. Do not touch it. The biggest threat to your long-term returns is yourself. The strategy works best when you leave it alone, stay consistent, and let compound growth do its job over years and decades. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Subscribe to Grow Your Wealth for daily money education.